Hi, thanks for joining me on the Listen Up Girl podcast, your daily LGBTQ news podcast. I'm your host, Zach Randles-Friedman, and today is Tuesday, July 14th, 2026. Today is International Non-Binary Peoples Day. So to our non-binary family listening, we see you, we celebrate you, and you belong here. So let's get into the news. First, Lindsey Graham. We have to start off with the death of U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina, who died Saturday evening at 71 years old, following what his office called a brief and sudden illness. The Orange convicted felon posted a tribute in the middle of the night, calling Graham one of the greatest people and senators I have ever known. Here's what we know about Lindsey Graham's record on our community. He voted for the Defense of Marriage Act in 1996. He voted against repealing Don't Ask, Don't Tell in 2010. He voted against Employment Non-Discrimination Act in 2013. He voted against the Respect for Marriage Act in 2022. And 3 decades of opposition of someone who the most significant civil rights advances in LGBTQ history. Graham never married, never had children, and spent much of his political career under intense speculation about his sexuality, speculation he constantly denied. In the hours after his death, transgender author Jessie James Rose posted what she called a eulogy for a horny hypocrite, alleging that Graham had paid her for sex when she was a pre-transition college student. She is the second person to make such claims. None of these allegations have been substantiated. LGBTQ plus advocacy organizations have long been careful about outing, and that caution remains valid. But the community's lack of grief over Graham's record, that is fully earned. The advocate put it plainly. He deserves the same treatment in death as Pat Robertson and Anita Bryant. His record was just as damaging. Next, International Non-Binary Peoples Day. Today is July 14th, is International Non-Binary Peoples Day, and this week is Non-Binary Awareness Week. The date was chosen deliberately. It falls precisely halfway between International Women's Day on March 8th and International Men's Day on November 19th. Because of non-binary people exist outside, beyond that binary entirely. The day was first celebrated in 2012, founded by Canadian writer and activist Kate Von Loon. Today, LGBTQ plus organizations around the world are using it to educate, celebrate, and advocate for greater inclusion. The Human Rights Campaign, the Trevor Project, and GLAAD all have resources on their sites today if you want to learn more or support non-binary youth. A reminder of what non-binary people face: most countries still don't recognize non-binary as a legal gender. Most non-binary people still carry gender IDs and passports. And in the current political environment, non-binary identity is under direct attack, from the Orange convicted felon's executive orders to hundreds of states designed to erase gender identity from public life entirely. Today is a day to push back against that erasure using hashtags Non-Binary Peoples Day and Non-Binary Awareness Week. Our next story is Goose app AI controversy. So something a little different, but very much a community story. A new dating app called Goose launched last month as an invite-only alternative to Grindr, billing itself as an anti-algorithm app built around real connection, where you have wave instead of swipe, and all profiles are reviewed by humans. It climbed as high as number 4 in the Apple App Store free lifestyle downloads. There's just one problem. An investigation by Wired found that Goose used AI-generated Instagram accounts, fake men with AI-generated profile photos, to DM gay men and recruit them into the app. More than 24 fake accounts were identified, with profile pictures flagged by AI detection, tools that over 90% confidence are artificially generated. The accounts sent identical pitches and added targets to close friend stories. When Wired broke the story, the accounts were deactivated. Goose denied the allegation, saying their team handpicked every invite and that they work around the clock to keep fake profiles off the platform. Experts say the campaign may violate FTC guidelines and New York's AI disclosure law. The deeper issue: when you're building a platform premised on authentic connection and you use fake AI men to build your user base, you've already broke the fundamental promise. Our community deserves better. Our next story is anti-trans bills update. A quick important update on the legislative landscape today. The Trans Legislation Tracker is currently monitoring 804 bills across 43 states that would negatively impact transgender and gender nonconforming people in 2026. Again, that's 804 bills. At the federal level, 136 bills targeting our community are under consideration in the 119th Congress. Education and healthcare bills make up roughly half of all anti-trans legislation being considered this year. This is a backdrop against which we celebrate Non-Binary Peoples Day. It's not abstract. The people being targeted by these bills are our neighbors, our chosen family, our community. Know what's happening in your state and find out what representatives show up. That's today's Listen Up Girl podcast. If today's episode meant something to you, please follow and subscribe wherever you're listening. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, YouTube. And if you have a minute, leave us a rating and a review. It genuinely helps more people find the show. Share this episode with someone who needs to hear today, and follow me on Instagram at TheRealZachRE. I'll see you tomorrow with more news. Thanks for listening.